Hi, wonderful people. It's your girl Suhaida too. Please don't beat me. It's been a while. I didn't mean to go away for this long, but life just happened. And thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that this story will be worth the wait. And also, if this is your first time, please go ahead and look around. I have so much juicy content. I am sure there is something out there for you on my channel. And do hit the subscribe button. Trust me. Hit that and hit the bell button as well, because every single time your girl drops a video, it's a banger and you want to hear about it. And, let that thing automatically notify you. You got it? Okay, now that we are all up to speed, let me know how you guys have been this couple of weeks. For me, it's been hectic. It's been very, very, very hectic, but it's been like a really great experience. Let me know how the last couple of weeks have been for you. We are about to end 2020, and we all know this year has kicked all of us in the ass just a little bit. So let me hear all about it as we keep it moving. As I promised before I went AWOL, I had a long story about my events in Lome, our neighboring city, where I escaped to have a good old time by myself. What I'm going to tell you in chapter 2 is about my night times in Lome. And if you've not seen part 1 of this video, please go ahead and check it out so that you don't miss out on anything in the story. On my first night in Lome, I remember arriving very tired. So once I got into Villa Gracia, I went straight to bed. Then I woke up around 10 p.m. very wide awake. I wanted to go out and explore town, but when I had finally made up my mind, it was late. And I was on Bumble in Lome because I just felt like it's a good place to meet people. So why not just check out what's happening in Lome on Bumble? There, I matched with 2 guys. One, we didn't really have much to say. But then the second guy, who I will call Carlos, he and I matched and then we were talking. What struck me about Carlos was that in his bio, he mentioned that he was a singer. And he also had a whole cute tattoo sleeve, very, very intricate patterns that I found really, really interesting. So we started texting maybe around 11:30 to midnight, and he said he was out drinking, and I expressed interest in actually going out to drink, but it was too late and I passed out after. The next day, I saw a text from him going oh yeah, we could totally make it happen. So we talked through the day, trying to I fix something up for the evening. Then I think around 9 p.m. Carlos texts me that he's hanging out at this beach resort called Marcelo, and that I could come around. So I said, yeah, why not? I'd love a drink. And so I wrapped up work around 11 p.m. And then I flagged down a motorbike. One of the wonderful things about Lome, it was just so easy to get from point A to point B, because once you hear a bike sound, you can almost go anywhere. So I got on a bike, and I remember it was such a long trip. I wasn't looking forward to be going out that far, but we kept going. I lived in Atiegu and Marcelo was in Bagida. There was a bit of a motor ride, and we finally got there where I met Carlos. I remember texting with him and him going oh, I'm going to also have friends around, so you don't have to worry about something sexual happening or something like that. And I told him, yo dude, I'm not even coming there for sex. It's not in my head. It's not going to happen. You don't even need to, because I have this false confidence and also extreme naivety that people will respect me, and it's, how do you put it? It's been rewarding and punishing at the same time. I've had people extend to me the same trust and vulnerability I have extended, and I've also had people manipulate and take advantage. it's always hard to tell. I feel like maybe the more I put myself out there, the more I become conscious of what vibes to look out for. You know, maybe it's a valuable skill to have. And so Carlos and I reconciled the fact that we are coming in on a strictly platonic circumstance, because he told me he had a wife and 2 kids. And when I finally met him, he was like really good on the eyes, and he had a friend who we'll call, no, Charles. Let's call his friend Charles. So Carlos and Charles are both not Togolese nor Ghanaian. They are from another West African country that I'm just not going to mention, because by the end of this story, they will conform to certain stereotypes that are, you know, associated with said country. And I'm really trying not to be about that. But they were like a really good time. So Charles was going to get more booze, and Carlos gave me a short tour around Marcelo. I fell in love with the place. I went back twice because it was such a good time. But yeah, how I got there was thanks to Carlos. Then we went upstairs to like the room he booked for the night, which was also quite breathtaking. And we were just like chilling out, drinking, having a good time. I remember on my way, one of my security measures was I texted my friends and like gave them all the deets on where I was going, who I was going to. And when I got there and I finally realized that I was among friends and I could loosen up, I texted them and like showed them a bit of the room and just went like, yeah, it's safe now. That's one of the things that I would advise you do if you're going out. Like, try to leave a trail, you know. It's fun, but then Hansel and Gretel were grateful the next time that they had like pebbles to follow back home. So it's smart. Anyway, I just realized they're really a fun bunch, right? So I completely relaxed and we were having a good time. And Carlos and I, while we were alone, like, we really like went deep into conversation and we're just like talking about relationships, love, sex. Because he was in like an actively polyamorous relationship with his wife. And like they had, like, let's just say they were living my life. They were living my life. They were the perfect swinger couple. Like living very polyamorously. But in a seemingly, like, it didn't look like it was easy. But it seemed like they were both open to working it out and just like growing together in it. And it was just, for me, very beautiful. And then his other friends showed up and it was just a good night that night. It was so much fun. Around 3 a.m., Carlos's friends, Charles, and I'll even name the other one, were ready to leave. So they like were just going out. And then I discovered that Charles had a bathtub in the room. And guys, you need to know this about me. I am a sucker for bathtubs, and I rarely ever see one that I want to soak in, because, you know, hotels, germs. But this one just looked like such a vibe. I asked Charles for permission and he was like, oh, I'm going to like see these boys off, so the place is yours. So I just like poured myself some rum and coke, got some good music playing, and went upstairs and locked myself in the bathtub and was just like having a good old time by myself. Then I heard a knock on the bathroom door. And who is it? It was Carlos. And he was just checking if I needed anything. And I said I was fine. And then he went back downstairs. I didn't hear from him till like I was done with my soak around maybe 4 a.m. And I got dressed and then I went back downstairs. And it was just him and I now. So we both just started playing music and dancing. Like I said, that night was a vibe. We were just like dancing, a lot of like asabone, dancing all over the place. And then when we were tired, we went upstairs and they were just like talking in bed. And we both acknowledged that there was obviously like a lot of sexual chemistry in the air. And I told him, yeah, but I am not interested, you know. And he respected that. So I think like he went downstairs to sleep downstairs and I slept upstairs. And then the next day, like, he woke up first to come and wake me up that we should leave. I went downstairs and he had passed out. We finally left Marcelo around 12 noon. And We walked down the road together. We got on like separate Okadas. He gave me like 10,000 sefa for my Okada ride. That's like 100 cedis for technically like a 15 CD Okada ride. So I was just like, I was so impressed. I was like, okay. So I came back to my room and I was just like so thrilled with the experience. It was my first outing in Lome and I had such a great time. So I was ready to like go out every night now, because like Carlos really showed me a great time in Lome, and I was also like looking forward to hanging out with him and his friends more. And so I think we didn't really text much after that, Carlos and I. On Saturday, I went out with my friend Boris. We went to a beautiful place called Blue Turtle Bay, and we had pizza and we're like chilling out and having a good time. Then like Boris told me that Blue Turtle Bay is really nice at night, so I should perhaps come check it out in the evening. So I made a mental note to come back on Saturday evening to check it out. Carlos and I just started texting at a point, and he was asking what I was up to that evening, and I was explaining that I wanted to go to the Blue Turtle Bay Club and all of that. Then we didn't talk again until like 11 p.m. Around 11 p.m. I was still buried in work, and I had scratched going to Blue Turtle Bay from my list because they closed around maybe 11 and it was already 11. Then Carlos texts me and goes like, hey, a friend's girlfriend is opening a nightclub near Marcelo in Bagida. So if you want to come check it out, the boys and I are there. So I'm just like, hell yeah, sure. I finish up with work and then I head over there. It's the same squad of boys except with more. And the owner of the club is a very fine young lady. Is all I'll say. She was very attractive. I was drawn to her, but it was somebody's girlfriend. So I also went and behaved myself. And we were boozing, we were having a good time. Charles was there, and I was really vibing a lot more with Charles because Charles was a really funny guy, as I came to realize from our first meeting. So I knew like to go to him with the humor, pull his legs, like make rude jokes about his country. He'd make rude jokes about Ghana, all that fun stuff. And then like halfway through the night, Charles whispers in my ear, I am really feeling you. So all the boys are looking at me like, what did Charles whisper to your ear? And I'm just like, Charles, tell them. Because Charles is like a certified loudmouth who is like always going on and on about one thing or the other. So I was like, why are you whispering this to my ear? If you're feeling me, let your honeys know. Like, that can be just pulling his legs. And we went on to have an incredible night once again. That's, I think, around maybe 3 or 4 a.m. I started to grow tired. And this time, I was really trying to get myself home, because we weren't in a hotel or anything like that. We were like at a club. So I told the boys that, 3 is a good time for me. It's time for me to head back. So I was going to flag an Okada. Then all the boys said, they would also like head back. Also, like they were just like ready to disperse. So I was like, fine. So I went to use the washroom and then I came back and I was just trying to flag my Okada. But Carlos was like, oh no, Charles actually lives close to you, in like near where you live. So he's going to give you a ride home. Like he's there waiting for you in his car. So I go like, okay, yeah, sure. So I hop on over to Charles's car and truly he's waiting for me. So we get in, and as we're driving off and, making small talk, he tells me he's having a tummy upset. And truly, those boys, Jimmy, like throughout the night, they were daring themselves to be doing all these stupid shit. A part of which was like eating all this crazy shit. And I do remember Charles going like, this thing is going to fuck me up. But he still ate it. So once he started complaining, I was just like, Lord, like, why, if you know this about yourself, why stay away from them? So you're just like, oh, my tummy. So I was like, oh, no problems. I'll get to my junction right now, you bab. And then he'll continue to his house. Then he checks his rearview mirror and he goes like, there are thieves behind us. And I'm like, what the? And he's like, yeah, they are thieves. And we are on this dark road and I'm only seeing one pair of headlights behind us. And he says, like, about a kilometer away, there's this U-turn that has a deep pit that you have to slow down to go through. And that's where the theft normally happens. They are going to like ambush you with another car and then like rob you over there. So he steps on the gas. And then right now I'm just like wide awake. Adrenaline is like rushing and I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? So we are Need for Speed, Fast and Furiousing this shit out of that place. And truly we get to the U-turn or the roundabout and we have to like really take our time to go through this. And then luckily we beat them. If there were thieves, we beat them. We lost their lights and then we were in town. Things looked busy again. So sigh of relief. But then Charles says, we missed your junction. Yes. So in our like bid to escape the thieves, apparently we missed my junction and we're now so far from where I live. So Charles was like, yeah, we are so far from where you live now. And I said, well, it's no problem if I can come stay at your place, you know, because it was like, I don't know, around 4, 5, you know, I was just like, by 6, the sun will be up and then I'll just take the next Okada and head back home. And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem. Once we reached that agreement, I just let myself relax like in his car and then I fell asleep. I mean, Jimmy, yeah. Was I not stupid? I woke up, stretched because the car had come to a stop, turned around and Hotel Obrigado. At first I thought, maybe this guy is married with kids, you know, and he can't like bring me home. He can't really explain my presence and that's why that's what I thought. My naive self thought. So I asked him, Charles, why are we at a hotel? And he said, oh, I really couldn't take it with my tummy. So can we just... Me, I don't hear sense. No alarm bells rang. I followed this boy, into this hotel. We went inside. It was a huge bed and immediately we went in, he just like made a beeline for the bathroom. So I just like got a blanket, got on this huge ass bed, stuffed myself in a corner, took off my bra and fell asleep. I was there and I started feeling a hand crawl up my skirt. Then like somebody like push up against me. So I turned around like, hey, I'm right here. Not here, not now. What do you mean? And he was like, what do I mean? I'm like, why are you touching me? And he said, like, he just feels like this, just like, so I like went from my 0 to 100. My phone was dead too. That was like the sad thing. If you are going to Togo, I beg, they use different sockets from us. Go with a universal adapter. Otherwise, you'll be caught in the soup I was caught in. My phone was almost always dead because I couldn't get it charged all the time. And at this instant, I didn't need my phone dead. But guess what it was? Mod. And I just got up, grabbed my fanny pack containing my phone and marched out. So as I was marching out, he was just going like, please come back, don't go, I'll do it again. I was just not listening. I was just marching down the stairs and he went like, wait, he left your bra. It was like, fuck. I left my bra. Let me go and pick my bra. So I turn around, I'm going to pick my bra, and then like he's following me and he's like, I beg you, just stay. The sun will come out. I won't touch you, whatever. And I was just also like, girl, let's be real. They have locked the hotel door down there. Okay? If this is all a plan, I don't know. I don't even know what situation I'm in right now. When I like step outside the four corners of the room, there is nobody I know who can help me around like 4:35 a.m. in a middle of nowhere, Lome, you know? So he begged, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to stay till morning, but you stay over there. He was like, fine. So I pick up my bra and we are sitting on the bed and he's still trying to make amends and like apologize for his actions. And he tells me that Carlos actually called to make sure he had gotten me safely home. And he told Carlos, Faye, I got Suhaida home and I am even home myself. Now, just like, why? When you haven't, and he was like trying to beg me, yeah, I shouldn't tell Carlos, he didn't, whatever. And as a, I don't know, humane, naive, silly, dumb, trusting person, I went like, yeah, sure. I mean, if I survived tonight, he would have proven to me that he's at least not a murderous serial killer. You know, I was at least going to keep his secret. I decided to myself. So the evening wore on, or the morning wore on, and finally was light of day, and like we left. On our way, he said, why, instead of like putting you off at the junction so you take an Okada, I live really close. So why don't we go to my place so that I shower and change? The thing was, we were supposed to like have an afternoon beachside picnic thing with the rest of the gang. I think there was something like that was planned, that I was aware of. I didn't really RSVP for it, but then I know there was something like that happening. He would pass by my house on his way to their rendezvous point. So he would much rather go home with me, get dressed and all of that, leave and just drop me off at my house and then continue. So I just thought, oh, you know, it makes sense. And he's actually like proven himself trustworthy all night. So why not just, you know, give him that benefit of doubt? So when we were getting to his house, I just had this really bad migraine. I think it was just coming from all the work I had done, staying up so late, his whole thing that made me all alert all night. Like, I was just crashing really hard. So we got to his house, and I remember he was saying all night that he had a spare bedroom. So I was like, oh, what is a spare bedroom? Let me just, you know, lie down for a quick minute while you get ready. So when you're ready to go, we leave. Then he takes me to this bedroom that didn't look like a spare bedroom. Still, calm and composed. Mankashe. Then I just got there, saw the bed. I was just like, you know what? I have a really huge migraine. So I'm just going to like, you know, rest up here a little bit. Then he says, take a shower. It will help. And I'm like, oh, nah. He's like, nah, trust me, it will help. Now, this is certified Dantolo. He drinks a lot. So I'm thinking, perhaps, you know, he knows what he's about. So let me just take this quick shower. So I go to the washroom and he's like, would you like me to join you? I'm just like a brand here, like, you know? So I go to the washroom and I lock the door. I have locked door. I'm showering. I turn around and Charles has the door open and he's staring at me. Take a shower. Yeah, it was a very I don't know, it was just, I don't know how to like explain how I was feeling, and I want to like really capture how I was feeling. I felt very trapped, you know. I felt very exposed. I felt very violated, you know, on a very deep level. It was almost as if he had put his hands on me, like me turning around and like realizing that he had been standing there all along, and that's like he was counting on a false safe door to give him access to privacy I have had to struggle with all night. And like, it was just dawning on me who I held myself to be and the situation I was finding myself in. And I was just like, the fuck? The flying fuck? So I go off on him. He wasn't close enough for me to slap, but I threw the biggest thing close by, and I really don't know if it got to him. I just, you know, like threw it. The door got slammed. I wore my clothes, charged out of that house. And I remember like there were so many staircases. And he was following me like, oh, why am I treating him like this? Like, he was such an asshole. The level to which he was an idiot and I didn't notice made me realize that some of y'all men saying shit, and you make it hard for every other person out there who is trying to be a good person to get a chance. You know, you guys are fucking assholes. And if you ever can't hear or know, or if you can't ever respect another person's privacy, access to their body, if you don't get that, you have no business meddling with human beings. There, I said it. Okay? Because that's how human beings are supposed to interact with each other. I didn't mean to go like that. But yeah, I was very, very happy that the situation at least stayed on a somewhat emotional level. It didn't escalate to anything overly physical. And I am glad that I was able to escape that experience, because once I got home and I charged my phone, I actually saw a bunch of messages from Carlos going like, hey, are you home? And those kind of things. And I just went like, I tattled. I explained in great detail what happened after we left the club. So whenever. I really don't know what Carlos did with the information. But then I told him, and then I am here saying it here. The only reason why I'm not naming and shaming this person is because I'd probably never meet them again. You know? And I really would rather not shame an entire country or like perpetrate a stupid stereotype to reinforce whatever nonsensical ideologies we hold with regards to nationalities. That's the only reason why I am not exposing the person. Okay? But yeah, you're a fucking asshole. I hope you see this video. I hope Carlos shows it to you. Fucking burn in hell. What you did was criminal. And if you're in a country that I have some level of power in, I'll see to it that your life is made miserable. I hope you guys learned from this story, and I hope that if not anything, it's been eye-opening or at least entertaining, and that's you hit the subscribe button as well. There is more where this came from, because the scoundrel in this world will not end. And unfortunately, I've been through a few. Thank you so much for staying through till the end. I am so grateful that you did. And once again, so sorry for the late coming. It won't happen again. Next week's video is almost ready. Yeah. Hit the bell button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be with you. It's been fun. Bye.